Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for my third live this August. I will be live one more time in August, next Tuesday, also. And then I may be adding another one in September. So we'll see. But we are so excited because today we're going to be talking about lead magnets. A lot of people talk about lead magnets, but we really want to talk about how it's going to help you and your business to grow because so many people are out there posting on social media, making videos, doing all of these different things, right? And spending an inordinate amount of time on social media. It's not doing anything. It's not getting them clients. And the reason why is because you need to move them off of social media onto a platform you own, which happens to be email marketing. And that's the value that a lead magnet provides. So let's go ahead and jump into our presentation. Okay. So let's start talking about your lead magnet. The lead magnets are extremely um, beneficial, right? So, um, it's a versatile, powerful tool. And as a coach or a consultant, understanding how to leverage lead magnets can be a game changer for your strategy, your marketing strategy, your business strategy. And it takes you from posting on LinkedIn to really truly building relationships with prospects and ultimately getting new clients. If you missed our last discussion on creating an irresistible lead magnet, don't worry, you can catch the replay on YouTube. It's youtube.com/at the at symbol, Kendra Corman. Okay. In that session, we covered the basics, but today we're going to look a lot more into how you can turn your lead magnet into this Swiss Army knife that can drive real results for your business. And that's truly what matters, right? So let's go ahead and jump in. And what I want to do is, again, I told you lots of people talk about lead magnets, but let's expand our view of what a lead magnet really is. It's a tool to grow your email list, right? But it's so much more than that. If you create the right kind of lead magnet, it can boost your visibility, establish your authority, and even increase your influence in your industry, which is important. So let's say you create a guide, right, on 10 ways to improve your email open rates. Not only will this attract subscribers who are interested in improving their email marketing, but it also positions you as an expert on the topic. When people see the value you're providing up front, they're more likely to trust you and then turn to you for further advice and services, which is ultimately what we want, right? Now, if you haven't been following me for long, you might not know that I have a podcast called Imperfect Marketing because marketing is anything but a perfect science. But I had a guest on the show in January, and we talked about the magic of short books. So let me go ahead and see if I can put a link to this episode in the comments here. But what it truly is, oh, some destinations can't get it. So it's episode 168. I will put a um, a link in the comments, but if you look up either on kendracorman.com or on YouTube for Kendra Corman and Mike Capuzzi, it's Mike Capuzzi. You can hear more about that episode. Okay. Now, one of the things we discussed was the authority and the difference maker being an author can bring for you to your business. Now, creating a lead magnet is not writing a book, okay? Even a short book. But you're building trust with an audience. You're showing them how much you know. You're showing them the expertise you provide and the transformation you can create. You want people to say, "That's amazing. If she gives me that for free, I wonder how great her paid stuff is." So, do you see how a lead magnet can help your business and the perception of you as an expert? Hopefully you can. Now let's explore a little bit on how to get the most out of your lead magnet. Again, much like a Swiss Army knife, it can serve multiple purposes if used creatively. It shouldn't be a one time download. You shouldn't promote it for a week and be done. It should be a versatile tool that you can use in a ton of different ways to enhance your marketing efforts, engage with your audience, and ultimately save you time in the long run. Now, we're going to discuss several strategies, including how to tease the content, spark conversations, collaborate with other professionals, recycle your content, and promote your lead magnet in a way that feels natural and value driven, which is what's really important. So, one effective way to really maximize your lead magnet's impact is by sharing compelling tips or transformation stories that entice your audience to want more. For instance, one of my clients used my LinkedIn to get clients guide, which is leverage LinkedIn down there. If you can see the link in my subtitle, which I'll post again for you, they managed to book 3 discovery calls in 1 week. They took one of the tips from the guide and applied it, right? They changed their LinkedIn profile heading and their about section, and they were speaking directly to their ideal clients instead of having it look like a job resume. And they used it to promote their lead magnet. By tweaking just that one element, they saw immediate results. To say that I was a little excited to get that email last week was an understatement. But that's what it's about. And then sharing these types of stories, okay, creates curiosity. People will want to know, what other strategies am I missing out on? That drives them to download your resource and join your email list. Now, engagement is key when it comes to growing your influence and your audience. So I encourage you to start up conversations with your audience about your lead magnet. Ask them questions like, what was the most helpful tip for you in the guide? Did it raise any questions for you? If you have a lead magnet about effective time management strategies, you could ask your audience, which time management technique from the guide did you find most challenging to implement? When you're doing this type of interaction, it not only gets people talking, but it also positions you as a resource for ongoing support and discussion. It's like starting a book club, but instead of discussing novels, you're focused on strategies that lead to profitability. That's what's important. So start sparking those conversations. Start talking to people in the DMs in a way that adds value, not a way that is just a placeholder. So, another strategy to extend the reach of your lead magnet is by collaborating with complementary professionals or organizations. So, imagine partnering with another coach or consultant who has a similar audience but offers a different service. You could agree to share each other's lead magnets and what I like to call sometimes a lead magnet potluck. Bring your own, right? So think about it. If you're a business coach, maybe you partner with a social media strategist. You could promote their social media content calendar while they promote your business growth checklist. It not only expands your reach, but it adds value to your audiences by introducing them to resources that they might not have found otherwise. On my podcast, Imperfect Marketing, I'm always talking to different marketing experts or different people that have a different perspective to try and bring as much value to my audience as possible. That's what's key. And that's what will drive people to trust you and want to do more. Okay. Now, this is one of the really important pieces. Everybody always thinks that they need to create new content. You do not need to create new content all the time. So we can call it recycling or repurposing. I'm sort of liking recycling right now. But your lead magnet's full of valuable content. It doesn't have to stop at being a downloadable resource. I want you to think about repurposing each section into different formats. If you have a lead magnet titled The 5 Steps to Building a Personal Brand, you could break each step down into a series of LinkedIn posts. Let's say step one is to find your brand identity, right? You could create a LinkedIn post that goes into that topic And at the end of the post, you can invite readers to download the full guide for the remaining steps. You could also turn that same content into a short video for Instagram or a segment in your email newsletter. There's a million ways to do it. And when you invest time and effort in creating one piece of content, it should be repurposed to a lot of different types of content. And by doing this, you're also constantly reinforcing your expertise while driving more traffic to your lead magnet. No, people are the first question I get on this one is always, "Well, but didn't everybody already get it?" No, they didn't. They didn't all read step 1. They didn't all see the video. They didn't all read every single post. People are busy. And as I was told once a long time ago, I'm just not that important to other people. So I'm not as worried about how I'm showing up 100%. Yes, I like to show up and show up well. But again, it's not the end all be all if I don't like the sound of my voice or if the lighting is not exactly correct, which it is not today. Or like, yes, last week's live video where the mic didn't turn on for a little while. It's a crazy, crazy thing. But anyway, they didn't see it all. So you can repeat it. They have to hear it like I think it's like 11 to 13 times. It might even be more now for it to actually break through and for them to engage with your content. Now, if you want me to show you a few ways to leverage AI to do this, let me know in the comments and I can go ahead and create a video for this later. Just type in like AI or show me how, and I will create a video for that. I do have one video already, but I'll show you one on based on a lead magnet. Now, promoting your lead magnet doesn't have to be direct. Sales can sometimes feel sleazy and yucky and gross, right? So sometimes subtlety works. When you're engaging in conversations on social media, within groups, and the topic aligns with your lead magnet, you can naturally mention it, right? If someone asks, "What's the best way to generate leads on LinkedIn?" I can respond with some valuable insights and then add, "I actually have a guide that covers this in detail. If you're interested, let me know." And then they can DM me or say, or respond in another comment and say, "Yes, please give me the link." And I can give them the link. This approach provides value first, which is one of the things that I love about how we do things. And it positions your lead magnet as a helpful resource rather than just a sales tool. It feels a lot more natural, right? It can also be passively available in your bio, on your Facebook and LinkedIn headers, in your Facebook and LinkedIn bios. I mean, everywhere. Think about it everywhere. But you don't have to sell or be pushy or gross or douchey in any way, shape, or form to promote your lead magnet. Now, ultimately, the goal of your lead magnet should be to grow your influence and impact. It's not just about building your email list, it's about becoming a trusted authority in your field. When you constantly provide value, people start to see you and you're top of mind as the go to expert. For example, if you regularly share insights from your lead magnet, engage with your audience around these topics, you're not just growing a list, you're building a community of people who look to you for guidance. This kind of influence leads to more opportunities, whether it's speaking engagements, partnerships, or just a simply loyal client base, which who doesn't want that, right? Now, before I wrap up this live video, I do want to share a couple of bonus ideas that I think are probably even more valuable than the ones I talked about to take your lead magnet strategy even further. So, first, let's talk a little bit about AI. Okay. Leveraging AI tools can streamline your content creation process, makes it easier to produce high quality material faster. For example, you could use AI to generate topic ideas, create outlines, or draft portions of your lead magnet content, as long as you're giving it direction with your experience and expertise, and of course, edit it. That'll be important. But this allows you to focus more on strategy and less on the nitty gritty of content production. My AI saves me at least 3 hours per episode of my podcast per week, and I release 2 episodes a week. That's 6 hours a week of time it is saving me. I recently had a meeting with a client where we were going over an agenda for an upcoming meeting. And we talked about the agenda that we wanted to have for the meeting. And I said, well, let's ask AI to outline it to help us facilitate the conversation about the new website. And we typed it in, we did it, and we made a couple of tweaks. And that's the agenda we're using for the meeting. Pretty cool, right? So it's amazing. That probably saved us 15, 20 minutes. Every time I turn around, AI is saving me time. And so leveraging it the right way, I think, is really important. If you want to get a free e copy of my AI book, you're welcome to just jump over to kendracorman.com/AI book. And it will go ahead and you can download a copy of it. Now, I also want you to think about using podcasts as a platform to share your expertise and promote your lead magnet. I'm a huge fan of podcasting, but not everybody has the capacity or the interest in hosting a podcast. And you don't have to host a podcast to be an expert yourself, okay? You can actually, if you get this, just be a guest. Apply to be a guest because podcasters, and there's a lot of us out there, are regularly looking for guests. And it's stuff that you will want to promote because it's going to showcase you as an expert. It exposes you to new audiences, it presents you as an authority in your niche. And a lot of podcast hosts are not only open, but want to share resources with their listeners, which could include your lead magnet. So I think, again, use AI, guest on podcasts. If you really want to grow your audience and grow your list, which I think you do because you don't want to be posting on LinkedIn and just giving away value and not getting anything for it. And that's one of the real big keys. Now, we've talked a little bit about how to maximize the potential of your lead magnet, from sparking conversations and collaborating with others to recycling or repurposing content and subtle promotion, not a sleazy, douchey promotion. Because your lead magnet's more than just a list builder. It's a tool to grow your influence, impact your industry, impact your target audience, make a difference for people, and to grow your business. I encourage you to think about implementing these strategies in your own marketing efforts to enhance your reach and establish yourself as the go to expert in your field. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to see how you put these ideas into action. And if you have any questions or want to share any of your successes, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Next week, I will be discussing my non sleazy sales method to get more business from LinkedIn. So if you want to do that, um, let me know. And hey there. It's good to see we got 91 people tuned in on across all the different platforms. So thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for Renee for showing up today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Yes, you're in your podcast guesting era, and podcast guesting is just so powerful. You get to be a part of other people's networks, and that's really what makes a difference. So, yes, post about it, share about it, grow your audience. A lot of people just post on LinkedIn and don't get any business. And that's what's concerning when it comes to all of the time and effort that you're providing. And the key is to get those people off of social media, LinkedIn included, Instagram, wherever it happens to be, and onto your email list. A lead magnet's just a really easy value added way to do that. So thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you're able to tune in next week, Renee. Hopefully you'll have time or just jump into the replay, which will be available on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. wherever you're listening. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out, comment on any of the videos, if wherever you're listening or watching, and I will be happy to jump in and answer those. I do have a couple of days of vacation coming up, so the responses might be a little bit more delayed than normal. As if any of you have followed me for a while, you know this is not my normal background. This is week 2 in central Pennsylvania, where the Center County Grange Fair is going on. It's the 150th anniversary of this of the Great Grange Fair, which is pretty cool. And it's a ginormous county fair where people move into tents and have campers, and there's a 150 year waiting list last I heard for the tents, and the campers, they're no longer accepting names on the wait list because they have so many people. But it is a town and a city unto itself. It's a pretty cool, fun time, and so that's what I'm here for, out here in Pennsylvania. So with my in-laws and things like that. But I'm working from a remote location, so that I don't get off of everything. But if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Hopefully you oh so yes, move into tents. So some people do stay. I do not stay because I'm a little bit of a princess. And I will I'll try and get you guys a pic. Let's see. I've got some pictures of it, but they are it's very cool, and it is glamping. Just so you know, it is definitely glamping. They're like that the Green Army tents that are like these huge, huge tents. They're like, I think they're 12 feet by 16 feet or 12 feet by 14 feet. So they're big, they're spacious. People move in couches and refrigerators and carpets and porches and everything that goes along with it. It's a very, very cool event. If you are curious to look it up, you can look up the Center County Grange Fair. It is easy to find, but center is spelled Centre. And it's a pretty cool and different thing. So be sure to check it out. But that's why I'm a little bit in a bit of a different situation. But it is definitely glamping, especially with the campers. So have a great rest of your guys' day. If you have any questions, again, don't be afraid to reach out. Talk to you again later. Bye.